Hello and welcome. Good morning. It is 10 o'clock more or less. I'm pretty sure it's Monday. If you all survived the Thanksgiving Hanukkah crunch of the past couple days, happy holidays and welcome to the spiral down towards Christmas and the end of this very weird year. It's time to take a look at what's going on in the world of tabletop role-playing games. And as always, I will be your guide, the OGGM. And today is the 1 year anniversary of the return of Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk Red released about this time last year. The tabletop role-playing game one has seen better than the video game because the video game was so filled with glitches. But Cyberpunk Red core rulebook and all the other stuff for Cyberpunk Red seems to be tapping that nostalgia. And a year later, it's showing that it's still doing very good. So there's still some love in the genre of cyberpunk. So congratulations to my friends over at Artisolian for still chunking out great stuff. And of course, the other story is Strixheaven. Yay, Strixheaven. We're going back to school. So we've got the list of what are the top things that people are most looking forward to from Strixheaven based upon what they've seen from the table of contents and all the hints. So Wizards of the Coast did a poll, and the top 5 things people are excited about from Strixhaven, of course, are these social adventures and relationships. Yeah. Because up till now, you've never been able to have social adventures or relationships with NPCs or other player characters. Only now has Wizards of the Coast opened the floodgates and allowed you to interact with NPCs and fellow other characters. Up to now, nope, never happened. In the 40-some-odd years of the history of the game, there was no storytelling or social adventures or relationships. But now, thanks to Strixhaven, there will. Then we also have the rule for student dice is ranking at number 3 of the most popular things that people are excited about. Apparently, there's this thing called student dice where you sort of act like a bless. As long as you are engaging in the things that the student dice applies to, you can add the student dice roll once per rest, and it's an extra D4. There's also the at number 4 is the rules for the Mage Tower game. Apparently, that's really popular. Everybody's excited to have their characters partake in an imaginary sport inside a Dungeons and Dragons game because, we could go out and play a real sport, but we'd much rather play an imaginary sport that is a direct ripoff of Quidditch. And finally, apparently everybody's excited about the fact that every one of the schools was founded by a dragon. There is a math dragon, and apparently that's extremely popular, and the chance for player characters to have relationships with dragons or relationships with dragons ranks as the top number 5 in the top 5 things people are excited about from Strixhaven. So once again, number 1, social adventures. Number 2, relationships. Number 3, the new student dice roll, because, it's not like you had a rule that let you do this before. Oh, wait, you did. It was called inspiration. Number 4 is Mage Tower, because nothing's more exciting than sitting around a table role-playing a sport. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved the dinosaur race in Tomb of Annihilation. It was a great introduction to the world of Tomb Annihilation, but it was a one-time thing. I mean, sure, you could do more dino races, but it wasn't paramount to the plot. It was just some fun little thing to get you introduced to what to expect from the world. But here we have this Mage Tower, which is a thing you can do over and over again. You can do it actually every day of your adventure in the world of Strixhaven to build up that reputation math student dice number. And then, of course, we have at number 5 the fact that there are dragons on campus and that you can have relationships with the dragons and that the whole thing was started by dragons. That's what people are most excited about. I'm sure there's something else going on in the world of role-playing that isn't related to Strixhaven. Let's find out. So, at the top, hey, you could still have a chance to get in on that EN Publishing Level Up Advanced 5e Kickstarter. It's not too late to pledge because, we haven't talked about this enough. I don't know how this is still always a story going on 2 years. Probably because Ian Publishing invests a lot of time and energy in this news sites that I get my information from. So, of course, they spend money to get the top story. So, if you care, they're still kickstarting it. You still have a chance to pledge to it and get all the rewards and publish EM Publishing's Level Up Advanced 5e that we have been talking about pretty much consistently for the past 2 years. Will this be to 5e as Pathfinder was to D&D 4th edition? Will this take away the popularity and invest some positive energy in a different game and maybe knock 5th edition off the top of the hill? We hope so, but probably not. Also in the tabletop role-playing game news is, hey, did you know that the Strixheaven Curriculum of Chaos is coming out any day now? Because if you didn't, yes, and we're looking at it to be available now December 7th. They pushed it back from December 2nd to December 7th at a retail price of $50. Also, the Dungeons & Dragons Holiday Rules Expansion gift set is now available and has been pushed back to January 25th. This will include the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanser's Guide to Everything, and Mordenkainen's Menu of Monsters of the Multiverse. Of course, if you already have Tasha's and Xanthers, you can just wait until February or March when Mordenkainen's Mayonnaise of Menagerie of Monsters comes out as a single book, and you don't have to rebuy the two books you already have to get the new book. This will be a $170 gift box with all 3 books, plus a brand new DM screen. Nominations are going up for the 2021-2022 favorite tabletop role-playing game podcast. So if you want to start getting your information and your nominations in early for the podcast nominees, I guess it's like the Grammys for podcasts. This is also going to go into the first round for Ennies. Check it out. You can head over to the favorite podcast of 2021-2022 website and cast your vote. Please vote for, of course, anything that supports your friendly local game store. We have the annual State of Mongoose Publishing for this year, and apparently Mongoose Publishing is doing pretty good, considering. We have a new Cyberpunk Viking RPG coming out from Mongoose. It's called Shields Maidens. Also coming from Mongoose in 2022, we have Paranoia, the Perfect Edition, the newest addition to the greatest role-playing game ever made. That's what your friend computer told me, and we all know that the friend computer is always right. It's perfect. So if you're looking for a new version of Paranoia, which is a great game, an awesome game, you should play Paranoia. You should buy Paranoia. The computer says so. The computer is your friend. The computer is never wrong. So please buy Paranoia. Fantasy Flight Games, of course, is now handing over all the role-playing aspects of its development to its new company called Edge Studios, which the first thing they're doing is updating Legends of the Five Rings. So we'll have some new stuff for Legends of the Five Rings coming out early of next year. There'll also be some other stuff for the Star Wars, of course, from Edge Publishing coming out in 2022. Always excited to see new things for Legends of the Five Rings and Star Wars, especially Legends of the Five Rings, since I once met the guy who designed it. WizKids has announced another huge super booster. This time it's for a lich, a dragon lich. These huge boosters are going to run $200 for a brick. The brick will include 1 large or huge miniature and 3 medium or small, along with the super boosters, which include the single rare huge miniature individually. So you can buy a brick for $200 and get a random sampling of all those, or you can buy each individual one for $25. So if you want to get the figure of the Draco Lich, that's what's now known as a super booster. This will be a box with just one big thing in it for $25. Or you can get the regular ones, which will have 1 large or huge miniature in it and 3 medium or small ones in it. And these are, of course, also going to run $25. Owlcat Games has announced 2 new DLCs for Pathfinder's Wrath of the Righteous, and they're free. This is for the Owlcat Games computer thingy that is running Pathfinder stuff, and it's available for the Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, with PlayStation 4 and Xbox coming out in next year. So these are 3 new downloads for the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous adventure that are available for your Comptometer. And speaking of video games, which we're not, there's also rumors that a playable version of a Battletech video game is floating out there somewhere. You could possibly find it at archive.org. And while it's not the complete experience of the Battletech role-playing game, it's pretty good. And it features everything that Battletech had available on its earlier video games, all mashed together in a brand new video game. This has not been confirmed, but apparently there is a rumor that this is out there. We have a Humble Bumble Black Friday Bonanza. So here's your chance to get some things from Humble Bumble that you might not have picked up otherwise. First up, we have the Black Friday RPG Bonanza, featuring 41 DRM free RPG books, including Castles and Crusades, Bunnies and Burrows 3rd edition, and Dungeon Crawl Classics, as well as some new 5e compatible books. In addition, we have some STL flyers for 3D printers, featuring a whole slew of new monsters. And that bundle will benefit Cancer Reshirt. And then we also have another printable adventure bundle with 50 ready-to-made miniature files and stat blocks. And that's going to benefit the American Cancer Society and St. Jude Research. Doesn't say if the Black Friday Bonanza one is going to a charity or not here. So probably not. We still have the Campaign Cartographer map bundle available on Humble Bumble. So if you want to get your map making skills up, that bundle's available, and that goes to benefit Save the Ocean charities. We have more stuff from the Black Library. This time we have a whole new thing of audio adventures. And we have the Ultimate Writing Bundle, which is still available, including some stuff from R.H. Salvatore. And we have the Knowledge 101 Bundle, which is a new one that contains books on history, mythology, architecture, and more to draw inspiration from your campaign. There's also a royalty-free music and sound effect bundle available. None of these are, of course, supporting a charity. These are all just chances for the companies to get their stuff out there and have you grab some relatively inexpensive PDFs of music, games, books, and other things that might liven up your role-playing game. And yeah, so are we excited? Because did you know that Strixheaven was coming out? Yeah, Strixheaven. Excited. Yeah, and Battletech. And something about an owl. And oh yeah, hey, way to go, Cyberpunk Red, celebrating your year-young anniversary. And yeah, Strixheaven. Anyways, that's the tabletop role-playing game news for Monday. If this information excites you, please consider supporting the OGGM Adventures in 2022. Help me hit 1,000 subs, and not only will I start using the camera, as everybody has requested, and show my cat, as everybody has requested, but we'll do something crazy if we hit 1,000 subs by January 4th. Obviously, I cannot talk this morning. Probably post-holiday beatdown. So have a great day. Stay safe, stay off my land, and get your holiday shopping started if you haven't already, because those stores are packed.